Do you love the look of gel nails, but aren't real fond of the salon price? And doing it at home just feels complicated. Hi, I'm Tina, and I'm going to show you how to get that smooth, shiny gel manicure at home for less than the price of one salon visit. And this can work on natural nails or on the glue-on tips that I just applied. If doing gel polish yourself has ever felt intimidating or messy or confusing, you're going to love how easy it actually is. I'm doing a beginner nail series for women over 50, and this is actually the second video in the series, but don't leave because each video stands alone, and you can go back and watch that other one when you're done here. In that video, I talked about 3 easy, beginner-friendly options for getting salon quality nails at home, and glue-on tips was the third one that I demonstrated. But I wanted to do the polish as a separate video because it can work on your natural nails, on tips, on acrylics, whatever you have on your nail. The setup process might be a little bit different, but the polish is pretty much the same. Before we start, I want to put it out there that I am not a licensed nail tech and I haven't had any formal training. This is what I do at home. And if you're going to follow along, then you need to do a little research because gel can become problematic for some people. It did for me. A lot of people can develop an allergy to the gel products, especially if you get it on your cuticles, on your skin, and don't clean it up. For me, I didn't get any kind of contact dermatitis or swelling, but when I would put the gel products on, my nail beds the next day or two would just really hurt and I'd have to take it off. One reason I love putting it on over artificial tips is because it's not touching my own nail and I can be careful about not getting it on my skin. The other thing is you don't have to do the whole drill or soaking to get it off. You just have to remove the tip. And I've discovered a beautiful product that dissolves that glue and removes your tips very, very quickly. Everything that I mentioned, by the way, will be linked in the description box below. And some of it might be listed with YouTube shopping as well. The nice thing about tips like this is that you can even use regular polish, and it should last longer if you prepare the nails well than it even does on your regular nails. At least for me, it does. So if you don't want to invest in a lamp and the gel products, you can still do the tips and paint them with regular polish. The prep is going to be the same. We'll get into that in a minute. But if you are going to follow along with the gel, here's some things you're going to need. Because of the allergy issue, all of the products that I'm using are HEMA-free. This first one is also HPMO and TPO-free, and that is the Melody Susie Base Coat and Top Coat. Susie has a YouTube channel. She is a professional nail tech, and her content is geared for training those who are going into nail tech careers. But she does have a lot of really good information, especially on product safety and that sort of thing. So I do trust her products. She doesn't know who I am. This isn't sponsored, but I do have a couple of things in here from her. You're also going to need some gel polish. And for that, I have this Model Ones set that is also HEMA-free. I'll put the colors that come in the set over here. I am going to do that rich chocolatey brown. I'm just all in on fall right now. You're also going to need a light to cure your nails. And this is the one that I'm using. It's from Bolison. Not sure that this brand exactly is available on Amazon. I will find one as close to the specs of this one as I can find. Sometimes they just go away and then come back under another brand. But I will make sure that the specs are similar to whatever I link because I really like that this is strong enough to cure your nails in the amount of time that is recommended. When I first started doing this, it was one that came in a set and it wasn't a very good quality light and it didn't do a very good job curing my nails, which is probably what led to my allergy or sensitivity because having that uncured polish underneath close to your nail is really not good. You're also going to want to have an emery board, some nail dehydrator, or alcohol and a lint-free cotton pad, and some cuticle oil for when you're finished. The key to a long-lasting manicure is nail prep. And if you're doing this on your natural nails, then I encourage you to go back to the first video that I'll link up here and watch the prep section, because in that I go through a very detailed explanation and demonstration of how to push back your cuticles, buff your nails, use the dehydrator, all of that to get your nails ready for polish. But since I have the glue-on tips on, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate prepping these. So the first step is to buff out the shine on the nail, whether this is your natural nail or a tip. And that's because the polish just won't adhere very well to that slick, shiny surface. So you want to give it something to grip onto. You do not want to use the heavy coarse board that you would use to file these tips or file down acrylics. You want a finer grit that isn't going to take too much material off. You just want to rough it up. And so a fine grit emery board or a buffing block is all you need. Make sure you get along the edges at the cuticle. The nice thing about this fine grit buffing block is it's not going to rough up your cuticles. And we just did a whole bunch of work to get those cuticles in really good shape. We don't want to mess them up. And you can see that it just took off that shine and made the surface matte. When I do the side, I like to pull my cuticle away a little bit, and that way I can buff that out without roughing up my cuticle. And then on the other side, come at it from the other direction. And be really careful down at the bottom along the cuticle. Okay, they are all done. And now they're dusty and obviously not ready for polish yet. So take a brush and just brush off all the dust. This is just a makeup brush that I don't really like for makeup. And if you see any spots that are still shiny, like here, just go back in real quick and buff that area again. And once again, give it a little brush off. Then take your alcohol on your cotton pad and give each nail a wipe. That just helps get rid of the rest of the dust. And then this step is optional, but if you have it, I would recommend it. And that is the dehydrator, especially for your natural nails, but even for artificial nails, because what this is going to do is it's going to get rid of any remaining oil on the nail. Make sure that it's completely dry and oil-free before you start putting on your polish. This you don't have to be too careful of. It is not going to hurt you if it gets on your skin. And now we have all of our nails prepped and ready for polish. So now we're ready to move into our base coat. And for this, you want a thin, even coat. You don't want to just pull the brush out and go in with all of that. That's way too much. I like to wipe off one side and then use what's on the brush, starting in the middle and then floating it out to the edges. When you put it in, the thumb kind of tends to go this way. So I just cure my thumb separately to make sure that I'm holding it in the light the way it needs to be. And this polish says to cure for 1 minute in LED light or 2 minutes in UV light. So you need to make sure you know what kind of light you have. You do want to make sure that you don't get the gel polish on your skin or on your cuticle. If you do, wipe it off before you cure it. My lamp is UV, not LED, so it needs to cure for 2 minutes. I do like having a lamp that's big enough to cure the whole hand at one time. So I set it for 60 seconds and I'm going to do that and then do it for another 60 seconds. I have been seeing some things about how the UV lights can age our hands, and so people will sometimes wear gloves. I haven't actually done enough research, but gloves may be the next thing I invest in to help protect my hands. And because my thumb has already cured for 2 minutes, I'm just going to stick it out here while the rest of my hand does the last 60 seconds. The natural inclination now is to touch your nails to see if they're cured, but don't, because base coats often have a tacky layer when they're cured, and that's on purpose so that the polish adheres better when you put it on. And by touching it, you're going to disrupt that tacky layer and therefore affect how your polish lasts. The other thing I like about this lamp is it has a low heat mode. So if you're sensitive to the heat from the lamp, it starts out slowly, and then as it cures, it increases, and therefore the initial heat is less. Some common issues you might encounter when you first get started are you might get a lump or it gets a wrinkle in it. That just means you've used too much. Next time, don't use as much, but also make sure that is completely cured because it can be harder to cure if it's really thick. And now we're ready for the color coat. You want to gently roll your bottle or tip it to mix the color. You don't want to shake it because that will introduce bubbles. We're going to do 2 lighter coats. So you start in the middle and bring it out to the tip. It's easier to go back for more than to deal with it if you get too much on the first time. You'll get a better feel for how much you need. The nice thing about this is the polish is not going to dry until you cure it. And so it gives you time to work with it, move it around, remove some if you need to. You want to kind of float the brush over the polish to help it move and self-level. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't have any on the cuticle. I do have just a little bit right there. Clean that off. Okay. I'm just going to flash cure that for about 30 seconds just so it doesn't move when I do the other nails. And then I'm going to go on to the others. Now, if you have a shaky hand, you can anchor your pinky onto the table to help steady it. Anchor your pinky down and just move the brush with the polish. Do the same thing to the rest of the nails. Start in the middle and move the polish out to the sides. Having a little bit of acetone and a small brush can also be helpful to clean up the skin if you make a little bit of a mess. This one says to cure for 30 to 60 seconds, so I'm going to do 60 seconds. And then we do exactly the same thing on the second hand. I did want to show you another little tip that if you're having trouble holding up your hand or your hands are getting tired, you can roll up a hand towel and use that to support your hand, and it might help give a little bit better angle for you to see what you're doing. And yep, I made a mess on that one. Oh, I think I have a fuzz. Yes, I do. Here's the thing. It's not cured until it's cured. And so if there's a problem, you can just wipe it off and start over. I think the sticky base coat must have picked up some lint from the towel. Perhaps a paper towel would have been better as my base rather than this towel. Once you have the first coat done, you're going to go back and do the exact same thing for the second coat. Once again, starting in the middle, working towards the cuticle and the sides. But this time you want to cap off the tip. Again, you don't want to get too thick of a coat of polish because you want to make sure that it gets cured. And once the color's all on, we're going to cure that again. Second coat, second hand. And then finally we do the top coat. And again, you don't want a thick layer. You just kind of want to float the brush over the polish. You really don't want to touch hard at all. And again, we're going to cap the edge. And that just gives it this beautiful gloss. So float and cap the edge. And cure. And again, we're back to the Melody Susie, which says to cure for 2 minutes. So I will be doing that. And then the last thing we're going to do is put a little cuticle oil on because we've done a lot around those cuticles. This is Sally Hansen. Oh, by the way, the top coat that I used is not sticky, but if you have a top coat that leaves a little bit of a sticky film, just take your alcohol on a cotton pad and wipe them off. And that stickiness will go away. It doesn't mean it's not cured. It just is the way some top coats are. Or you can get a non-sticky top coat. So I'm going to rub that in Give my cuticles a little TLC. It has gotten dark since I started filming, so if my lighting has changed, that's because there's no natural light in the room anymore. It gets dark so early now. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to wipe off the excess and give my nails just a little bit of a buff to bring back that shine. Do you see how shiny and smooth these are? If I can do this, you can do it at home too. In the next video, which will be a couple weeks from now because I plan to wear this manicure for a while, we're going to level up and I'm going to show you how to use the Gel X process to attach your tips rather than the nail glue. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. If you missed the first video in this series, then I'm going to put that one there. But if you've already watched that one, I'll give you something else to watch here. If you got all the way to the end and you have one, put a nail polish emoji down in the comments below so I can know who the diehards are that watch my videos all the way through and give you a special thanks. If you don't have nail polish, find some other makeup item and put that down there. Thanks for being here. And remember, stay confident, stay curious, stay you. I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.